Okay. It's 4:30. I'd like to open this meeting for the Coalinga City Council. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Could everybody stand and salute the flag with me? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Okay, council, do I have approval for the agenda?
Motion.
It's been motioned by Councilman Singleton and seconded by Councilman Ramirez. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Singleton,
Aye.
Councilman Ramirez,
Aye.
Councilman Horn,
Aye.
Mayor Ramsey.
I vote aye. Okay, we go to number 2, awards, presentation, appointments, and proclamations. We have none. Citizens' comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the city council on any item within the jurisdiction of the council. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern, identify themselves, and use the microphone. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state open meeting laws, no action will be taken by the city council this evening, and all items will be referred to staff for a follow-up report. Also, on citizens' comments will be timed by the city clerk. She will alert you when you have 10 seconds remaining. If you continue speaking, you will be asked to end your public comment at the 3-minute mark. As a reminder, citizens' comments can no longer be made via Zoom. All citizens' comments must now be made in person or submitted in writing to the city clerk no later than 5 o'clock on the day of the city council meeting. Do we have any citizens' comments?
No, Mayor.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, we'll go to public hearing. We have none. Consent calendar, we have none. Ordinance presentation, discussion, and potential action items, we have none. We go to item number 7. City manager, do you have any reports? Council members, do you guys have anything? And I don't have anything either. Any future agenda items, gentlemen?
Yeah, about possibly putting another stop sign to make it a 4-way stop there at Forest and 5th, because I'm right there next to the 4-way right there, and there's constantly accidents and people driving like idiots.
That's actually in the works with Caltrans already. I put the request in to them probably a few months ago. So when they are analyzing that as part of their traffic analysis, when they do their improvement project on 5th Street and Elm and Polk, I did put a request in to see if they could analyze putting a 4-way stop at 5th and Forest.
Yeah, it definitely needs it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, now 5th and Forest, that's right by the Kling Hardware, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wanted to make sure it was.
I'll keep you updated though as we go through that process with Caltrans. I'll kind of keep you guys updated on where we're at with that. But I have put that request into Caltrans.
Okay. Next, anything else on future agendas?
Yeah, I wanted to see if we could look into, I know over there, or every district, see if we could get bike lanes on a lot of the streets. I noticed there are more bike riders at night, early in the morning. And I know on Glen, it's a big old long street, and there's a lot of bike riders. And I think with something like that, if we could look into it with all the districts, see what streets we could put bike lanes, and yeah, and it'll probably slow down a little bit of the traffic. I know on Glen, they're starting to pass each other, and it's just getting horrible.
I love all these future agenda items because we have a plan through our active transportation plan that identifies all the proposed bike lanes. And
Is there any way we can get a list of your ones that, anything to do with the streets?
Yeah.
So we know what they are?
No problem. Yeah. Well, yeah. What I'll do is I can come back and we can do a kind of a little presentation on the active transportation plan. Look at the the circulation network, look at, future active transportation projects, bikes projects, a lot of that stuff. Because one of the things that we've looked at actually in the past is looking at implementing a lot of those bike lanes that are in the active transportation plan. And they take a look at, the road the type of road and whether or not it can accommodate bike lanes. Because if you have on-street parking, makes it a little more challenging. So we can definitely look at it, but I can bring back, just kind of a summary of some of the exhibits from the ATP, but it's a pretty comprehensive document that we have that's very helpful when it comes to applying for these projects. So typically when we apply for grants, we incorporate all the components of what they call almost like complete streets in those areas. So we use that as a reference document when we apply for grants too. So, but yeah, I think that would probably be maybe a good thing, just kind of show you guys kind of some of the things that we're working on.
That'll work out well. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, mine will go right into that too. That could we also maybe look at some of the places where we've already sold our property, to people that we're going to develop, and they haven't developed yet, and see if there's a possibility of. I don't want to put it out there that we're going to do a lot of development from the city itself, but if there's any way we could give them a push to build their buildings and stuff like that, to maybe get it started again. So because we have the Family Dollar down by Lacey's, and then where the old church is on Church of Christ. I mean, those are big areas and stuff, and I know everybody would like to see those get started. And so now that we're out of the pandemic, maybe we can look at some stuff, and maybe we can do some stuff to get them to start moving a little bit. Shake the tree.
I can get Marissa to give maybe an update on the properties that was sold. I know we met with the developer recently, and the pandemic really, I hate repeating that all the time,
Right.
because it always seems like an excuse, but it had a significant effect on development. And so a lot of projects that were actually kind of moving quickly kind of just came to a screeching halt when all this happened. So, but I'm hoping that we'll see that there's definitely a movement to start seeing development move, but with construction costs now going and skyrocketing, it's on everyone's mind right now. So, but what I can do is I'll relay that to Marissa, and then maybe to get an update from those buyers to kind of see where they're at, and maybe get a status update on those development projects.
Okay.
On that road, I don't know if it could. I don't expect it to get done right away, but Sandalwood, that whole piece where that sign is from Coalinga, welcome to Coalinga or something like that. Is there any way we could work on lowering the speed limit? I know it's 55 right there, but I don't know if you guys are aware that there are more kids riding their scooters right on the edge, their bikes. I know there's like when people come out of Merced, it's just people coming out of town are already speeding up to 55, and it's just something waiting to happen around there. We're ready to something happen.
Is that on your list too, to put a bike lane along the 33 right there?
That would be Caltrans, but I
would
think
Caltrans.
they are. I know they're putting curb gutter and sidewalk along the big open area between Merced and Willow Springs. So that area is proposed. We actually have a grant that we got awarded to put our multi-trail system right there too, right along the frontage. We were trying to repair that gap, because it's always been a significant gap.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't part of our master trails system, we felt that was probably the best approach to put in that trail system right there. And then I'm not sure how far their bike lanes are going, but I can look. I know that we have some of the plans from Caltrans, but they're still in the early stages of that improvement project. So I can kind of see what they've got planned out there, because I've been in contact with their project managers.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, if
That's it
that's
for me.
all, then we'll be going into closed session. We have 3 items. The first one is real property negotiations, Government Code 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators, property portions, APN 083-080-63ST, 083-020-60ST, and 58ST and 56ST, Coalinga City negotiators, Marissa Trejo, City Attorney Mario Zamora, Sean Brewer, Assistant City Manager, negotiating parties, AGM and Associates, and or undersigned, under negotiation, price, terms, and payment. Item number 2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code 54956.9, D number 1, one case, Ronald Austin versus the City of Coalinga, case number 20CECG01297. Number 3, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9, D1, City of Coalinga versus ICMA Retirement Corps, FCSC case number CG00082. Do you think there'll be anything to announce at the closed session, after closed session? Mario?
No, Mayor, not likely.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you, everybody, for showing up, and we'll go into closed session.